It's always a clash.
And the Sharks will have the opening possession in this game. They're coming off a pretty tight win this morning in round 1, 8-7. They got up over North Queensland. And, for the Sharks, like we said, looking to capitalise off the back of that. And the Cobras, a bit more of an easier start for them, 10-1 over South Australia in the first round. So both teams will be looking to continue on their strong starts this morning. Round 2 fixture here in the 18 girls. This is Sharks now trying to squeeze through and can't get through on their first possession. Brisbane now will come out of their end of the field for their first touch of the footy.
Yeah, good start there from Sharks, getting it down, running their play. You can see that they obviously communicated before they stepped on. They had a tap move up their sleeve. Execution wasn't quite there. They didn't get the result they were after, but kept Cobras on their toes straight off the bat.
They've gone nice and direct through the middle here, but this is the last touch for Brisbane. I don't know if they are aware of the touch count. And they thought they might have had one more up their sleeve, so the Sharks hold out. And they will restart their set. Strong contact. There's a couple of players, one Brisbane player down on the deck. There's another one that's hit the deck as well, and they take full advantage now. The Sharks have put the brakes on themselves. There's smiles, and now there's a mistake. It's all happening. A little bit of everything there in that set.
Kate Hammond a little bit slow to get back into the line there. Subbing off now, so hopefully it's nothing too serious and she'll be back on shortly.
Yeah, one of the gun players for Brisbane is Hammond. Good meters there on the first touch for the Cobras. And kicking out there, Jasmine Gin looking pretty elusive as well. This is good attacking position here for Brisbane. They played on the 7-metre line, pick up right foot, and nice touch. Did a good job just to hold the line and nerve. Got back to the try line, came up and made the touch. That was Alex Halloran in the number 9 for the Sharks.
Yeah, good defence there from the Sharks. They obviously turned the ball over in the midfield there, so Cobras were always going to get the field position on the line, but Sharks were good enough to hold them out.
Down the right-hand side they come. Nice little inside ball. This helps to get them back on the front foot. Rolling downfield nicely here, South Queensland. They'll be looking for a clean play the ball. They're coming into their last touch of the set. Isabel Locke gets herself into half, comes off the left foot, tries to slice in between two Cobras defence. Malia Elias makes the touch. And she's going forward. Links up the passing as Brisbane. Good little show and go to pick up an extra couple of metres. Jin does the same as the changes now come on the field for Brisbane.
Yep, driving. Oh, just losing a little bit of momentum there into the strike touch. Not the greatest finish there for the Cobras, unfortunately.
A good field position here for the Sharks to start their set. Ball out in front of Isabel Fish. Good job to hold on to that as changes come onto the park, and now we can see a ball down. Call from John Hamstra. Experienced referees on field.
Yeah, a couple of really good refs here in this game, so hopefully they'll keep it all under control.
Brisbane getting changes on as Jasmine Smart offloads from the acting half position.
Kate Hammond back on, setting up for Kate going from half here.
There she goes. They look a little bit short in the middle. Oh, lost over the line. Sieni Piatau just losing it over the line.
Now Cobras on the attack with their defence, you could say. Having a couple of very good shoots here, making it very difficult for Sharks to get to their box.
Nice little ball that helps to pick up some extra metres. Now they're going to have to come back to the mark. That's unfortunate because they were under pressure, like I said, Lothy, and they did a good job, that extra little ball. A good clean play, the ball there. They're right up on the front foot and heading downfield. Last touch for them now. Pick up and go from half, and Hammond comes across to make the touch.
Yeah, Isabel Fish having a go there, picking up from half. Hammond covering it pretty comfortably in the end.
Hammond now is having to hold the ball up, waiting for replacement players to come down, and it's going to be a ball down. Unfortunately, didn't look too comfortable in the play the ball there. Jasmine McDonald turning possession back over to South Queensland. We're in the middle of the park as well. It's been a back and forth battle between the two teams to start this contest. No one really able to get on top at the moment. And there's a forward pass from half. just getting the timing wrong.
Just a few errors in a row here. Hopefully the game will settle shortly. Maybe it's still a few nerves. It is only round 2, Scotty, so maybe there's a few more cobwebs that they need to blow out before the game unfolds.
Brisbane now playing across the park. They haven't really been able to punch too far downfield. They've been using the early touches to get over towards their interchange side of the field to get replacement players on. McCarthy plays it, and an incorrect play. The ball not facing square towards their own try line is the call from the on-field referee. And the jitters continue from both teams. And the sideline they come. South Queensland get changes onto the field. Lawrence now to Gabrielle. Sophie Smith will get herself into half. It's a little short ball, and there to make the touch, Caitlin Teakle. So Brisbane pretty comfortable in defence. As they again head down the right-hand side of the field. Pressure coming up out of the line from Sophie Smith. As Brisbane played on the halfway line, and a loose ball juggled out the back there from Brooklyn Schmidt. Couldn't reel it in. Now it's Brisbane giving possession back to the Sharks here on the halfway line.
Yeah, and the mistakes continue again, Scotty. It's not so much necessarily the attacking team making the mistakes. It's the defensive team putting a lot of pressure on. Both teams here have really structured shoot defence, and that's clear to see for those of you watching a live stream at home. It's really good to watch, and you can see how the pressure makes a difference.
Penalty here to South Queensland. It's nice work from Madeline Doring in at half. Just a little bit of footwork attacking the line. Caught Brisbane players offside. Good officiating as well to play the advantage, as now we see Michaela Eisdale have a dive at the line. It's probably half a metre short.
Yeah, just a little bit short there.
Now they go the sweep option. Again, attacking the line.
Fish on the line, covered there.
And it's going to be another penalty here to South Queensland. Players offside, so I think contact might have been made on the touch, but actually short of the line. Back-to-back sets for the Sharks. Short side they go.
Yeah, it looked like Cobras were covering that comfortably, but unfortunately didn't make the line and gave away the repeat set to the Sharks. Let's see what they can manage to unfold here.
Eisdale out to Doring. And touch is made from Abby Blewett. Back into the middle of the field they come. The sweeper comes around. Brisbane again, defence is looking pretty good. And there was just a little incidental hand there that knocked that ball forward. And again, incidental contact as well, as we saw number 11, Tali Groth, hit the deck. All players back up on their feet. As Hammond picks up good metres. She's been good in the early stages here for Brisbane. Almost setting up the opening try. She sends the ball out the back to players making their way onto the field. This is better punch coming in forward out of the fifth and final. Sharks on the back foot. Now it's pick up and go from up. Oh, snipe it there. Gee whiz, keep an eye on the players. The Sharks players is a little bit slow to get to her feet. I think it might be Madeline Doring, but it's just a bit of a weird collision of bodies there. Before you know it, both players were down on the deck pretty hard.
Yeah, Caitlin Teakle took off from half there, and I'm not exactly sure what happened, but just seemed to get tangled up with the Sharks defender. They're both on their feet, so hopefully nothing too major there.
Brisbane got to be careful here. The referees are calling them back on side. They've done a good job to recover nicely. Last touch for them now, as the Sharks pick up and try to go from half, and Hulleran caught in possession.
A couple of good sets there. The last one from Cobras having an actual crack from half on the last, and then Sharks replicating here. So 2 sets in a row where both teams are trying to get that momentum. Now Cobras have got the penalty here, so they're tapping off on around halfway. So they should be able to get to the 7 here and have something up their sleeve. Let's see what they got.
A good field position. A full set of 6 to work with for Brisbane. To pop out. Come back midfield. McCarthy plays it. Plays on the right. They come back inside to Jasmine Gin, who play it here on their 7 metre line. Gin links up with McCarthy. Sweeper coming around the back. Sharks, they make the line. Good defence. 2 Sharks players up there to make the touch. They're doing a good job defensively. And they'll restart their set here on their 7-metre line coming out of their end of the field.
Good meters there by the Sharks, right up the sideline. Now they're on a roll here. Let's see if Cobras can contain the momentum that Sharks have just picked up.
The Sharks now, they've got to continue on to that strong start to their set. Maybe a little bit wayward on the following touches. Space down here on the left-hand side of the field. Looping ball back over the top. Good recovery from the Sharks. Hollygroth plays it and receives the football back. Little show and go, and they make the touch in the middle of the park. Good footy from both teams there. McCarthy making the touch in the end. Like you said, I think it was a good start for the Sharks, and they put the ball through their hands on the back end of the set to almost create an opportunity.
Yeah, the mistakes that we were seeing earlier in the game from both teams just seem to have dissipated a little bit, so it's starting to open up a little bit more. Both teams are starting to complete their sets and wrestle a bit of momentum, get some field position, and then as we see 6 to go here for the Cobras. Anyway, you know, both teams are starting to get that momentum, and they can get some good field position off the back of that.
Schmidt from half, early ball. Sharks still retrieving. Beautiful ball back on the inside to Schmidt. And it took a little time, but the Cobras are the first to score, and off the repeat set. It was a positive footy there. They went nice and early to get the opening try.
Yeah, we'll just sort of see the replay coming up here. I think it was a bit of a sweeper step back, and the half reposition, really nice. Step back into the gap and put the nice dive in there to score it. So great finish there from Brooklyn Schmidt. Well done.
Cobras strike early and take the lead here in this 18 Girls Division Round 2 fixture between the Brisbane Cobras and the South Queensland Sharks. Can the Sharks respond? They've had some opportunities here in the first half. Haven't been able to trouble the scoreboard as of yet. Little show and go, and caught in possession from half.
Yeah, change over right on the 7 again though. So Cobras once again obviously coming off their line and having to go the full length of field before they can have a crack at Sharks. So if Sharks can keep that momentum up and finish the majority of their sets down on the 7, they're going to get good field position. They're going to have more opportunities at the line, and they'll open their account sooner rather than later, Scotty.
Last touch for Brisbane. Ooh, almost skipping away. Full stretch dive. McCarthy was looking dangerous there at a half.
Yeah, she had that little shimmy there, Lydia, and almost got through. I thought from here she was through for a second. And Cobras, you know, maybe could have doubled their scoreline there, but some great defence there from Sharks, putting the dive in and containing the situation.
Looking a little bit clunky as they were making changes. 2 players both in the acting half position. They managed to recover. Isabel Locke now earning her team a penalty. Brisbane probably smelled a little bit of blood in the water, pardon the pun, against the Sharks team, but they were clunky there around their interchange area, so they were trying to get up and force their pressure, but just caught a little bit short defensively, and they give the penalty away. South Queensland, they've got to capitalise on this good field position. Another penalty for them. Yeah,
it's good attack from the Sharks. The link popped up from Cobras, and Sharks were able to get in behind her and make the touch, and then they were able to get the penalty for Cobras not moving forward.
Sophie Smith receives it back, attacks the line. Oh, referee's going to point to the spot here. Can only imagine Lydia McCarthy might have been short of the line. It looked like she was in position to make the touch, but nevertheless, that's a good response for the Sharks to lock up the scores.
Yeah, the roll ball's right on the 7 there, Scotty. So obviously you can see Lydia on the replay there, just about a foot off the line. So the referees deemed her to be offside, unfortunately for the Cobras, but great sustained pressure from the Sharks. They've taken a while, but they've finally got the scoreboard open.
Ooh, little juggle. Did a good job there, Brooklyn Schmidt, the try scorer for Brisbane. They hold on to the footy. They go away from it here. Hammond tries to get into the in-goal. Nice touch. Tali Groth.
Yeah, it was well held, Tali, in the link there. So Kate picked up, ran a sweeper short side, ran back to the short side from half. And Tali just held a space there in the link and made the touch on Kate as she was running through. Great defence.
Good ball work here from South Queensland. This time, though, holding on to the footy just takes a little bit of sting out. Blaisdell Has to go back to play the ball. They're making changes still in their own end of the field. Nice little show and go from Isabel Locke. Hanson going forward again. Brisbane, they're going to be pretty happy with when they start their set. Hammond straight onto the football here for the Cobras.
Yep.
An opportunity to get their replacement players on the second touch.
Here we go, latching again. Then driving it in.
They've got an opportunity now to set up.
It's like Charlotte Greeny setting up to go from half. Taking off to the short side.
Oh, it was almost there. Timed her pass perfectly. It was just the execution at the end. Got into the in-goal area and released it pretty much straight away once she was in there. But there was space down that right-hand sideline for them. Just the pass just going out in front of the Cobras winger on that occasion. But positive footy there from the Brisbane team.
Yeah, it looked like Charlotte was trying to go from half there, the touch earlier, and half a touch earlier, and then her teammate just pulled out of the touch and they just reset. Charlotte still picked up, went from half, saw the short side. And as you said, yeah, the execution just wasn't quite there in the end.
Decent contacts, just slows things up again for South Queensland. And Sophie Smith hence down the right-hand side of the field. Nothing doing on the back end. And Isabel Fish turns possession back over to Brisbane. We've got to go back to the mark here, Brisbane. They're trying to pick up a couple of sneaky meters. Interest sends them back to where the mark is. Jin goes across, and trying to get the footy again over to the right-hand side of the field. They're going quite lateral there, Brisbane, but this will help them get out of trouble. A penalty.
Just a bit unfortunate there from the Sharks. I feel like their far-edge defence has probably been allowing Cobras to get to their box a little too easily. And just on that touch, they got back set, and then they got up and put a lot of pressure on. Unfortunately, the referee called them offside. Probably a little bit too keen and went a little bit too early.
Griffin goes back to McCartney. Not much doing here for Brisbane so far. This is the last touch. And they lost their way towards the back end of that set. Amy Blewett caught in possession. So not the finish to their set that they would have been looking for.
Good drive there from the Sharks. Got Cobras on the back foot. Space opens up.
Oh, and almost squeezing through. There hasn't been a touch made as of yet. Running away. Isdale flirting with the sideline. I think she's just put a foot on the sideline. She has.
Oh, that's unlucky. That's unlucky there from the Sharks. What a great break. What a great run down the sideline. Great chase there from the Cobras. And just unfortunately just put a back of a foot on the sideline.
It just stemmed off the first touch there for the Sharks. How they picked up good meters, and on the back of it now, Brisbane again. Oh, they're going to get a real relieving penalty. They're probably lucky to hold on to possession. Nothing doing for them, struggling to go forward. South Queensland again looking to put some defensive pressure on and give the penalty away. So Brisbane now well over the halfway. Hammond, who's one of the more likely players here to spark this Brisbane attack, is working out in the middle of the field. And Brooklyn Schmidt, another player who's been good for them. Solid contact there on Hammond. And looking for the inside ball, good cover defence. Alex Halloran comes up to make the touch.
Yeah, repeat of their successful play from before. Unfortunately, Sharks were up for it and defended Cobras nicely.
And Hammond just throwing a big looping right to left. Not really in a good enough position to punch through a hole there for Brisbane.
Yeah, just a little over the top of Caitlin Teakle there. I think she was covered anyway, even if she caught it. But just maybe trying to get something from nothing there for the Cobras.
Over the mark penalty. It was good contact on the first couple of touches there for Brisbane. Just did enough to disrupt South Queensland. We can probably be a little bit more physical in return. So the clock's starting to wind down here in the first half. This is a good opportunity. Scores in favour of Brisbane. They score again here. They might be able to get themselves back in front. Correction on the score. We are locked up, but not any longer. There was 1-1 going into that. Brisbane do claim the lead now. They'll go in front 2-1. That inside play through the middle is causing trouble for the South Queensland Sharks.
Yeah, very similar play. You see Caitlin Teakle roll the ball and split back inside. Kate Hammond pick up from half and dummy the sweeper around the length before stepping back open. And Caitlin obviously realigned into the gap there. Received a nice pass from Kate Hammond, and then Cobras take the lead once again.
Hooter sounds in the background. Oh, Sharks here putting the ball out in front, down the left-hand side of the field, and they get cover defence there just in time.
Yeah, Jasmine Gin with the cover right at the back after the siren.
Teams are starting to make their way back out onto the field here for the second half of this round 2 fixture in the 18 girls division here at the DoorDash National Youth Championships. And Brisbane Cobras slightly in front, 2-1 in what was a pretty close first 20 minutes between these two teams. There's Brisbane who have the opening possession here in the second half. Hammond just squeezing it away. Schmidt now, that hits the target. There was a little bit of space down that left-hand side to work with. Pretty positive start there. Happy to throw the footy around Brisbane. Now Sharks with the mistake. Wow.
Just unfortunate there for Sharks after they forced the error from Cobras. Now they're turning it over and giving Cobras great field position early in the second half.
Hammond brings it out to the right-hand side of the field. T-Cool having a little look up. Whoa! This is another unfortunate. We've got one of the Sharks players down. I think it might be Shalise Lawrence. And Teakle just losing her footing and unfortunately taking Teakle out. Lawrence, my apologies, at the same time. She's just popped back up to her feet, which is good to see. Looks a little bit ginger, maybe on an ankle. You can see her grabbing that right ankle as we speak, but she's going to hold her position in the defensive line. Seen it's a couple of occasions now that players have just hit the deck. Looks like they're on ice out there at times. Hammond will get on the outside. Perfect start. Like you said, they came out with plenty of energy from the break, and off that mistake there from the Sharks, the Cobras, they make them pay.
Back to the sweeper platform, Scotty. They've scored. They scored their tries off the sweeper platform, but this time they give it to the actual sweeper, and then they just gas it to the short side. And Kate's got a bit too much speed for the Sharks' defence.
3-1 Cobras extend that lead up to 2.
Yeah, good start there from the Cobras. Sharks will be a little bit disappointed with that. They were listening in on their coaching staff at half-time there, and were sort of crying out for a little bit more effort and energy, particularly in defence, both on the line and midfield. So I'm not 100% sure Sharks have taken that message on board just yet, but hopefully just leaking another try, they might switch gears here and get back into the contest.
A repeat set here, South Queensland. Isdale saw a little bit of space in front of her to attack it. Through the ball, came off Brisbane's hands. Space as well on the right-hand side. They continue to go down that way. A little show and go back infield. And Charlie Smith will play it. Sophie Smith now on the number 1. A couple of Smiths out on the field for the Sharks. Just crabbing across field at the moment. There's Locke. Goes back to Sophie Smith. He'll get herself into acting half as Isdale steps in. Looks to hit the link ball to Charlie. I think they're going to get another penalty here.
Yeah, hopefully Sharks can make something of this opportunity. They gifted Cobras a penalty, or a drop ball actually, down earlier this half, so Cobras made them pay. So hopefully Sharks can repay the favour here, or nearly getting around the link.
Yeah, Charlie Smith, that was space to work with. Cobras link defender there, I think, just came on a straight line back to the try line, just left herself a little bit exposed. A good recovery, though, to get across and make the touch. We've got to capitalise here on this opportunity as Isdale throws it out, and just a loose ball there. Isabel Locke couldn't reel it in.
Yeah, unfortunately, again, for the Sharks, they make a mistake and turn over possession to the Cobras. And now Cobras are on the front foot. 3 touches, they're almost up to halfway. Over to their box, and they can get some fresh legs on here.
Yeah, Lyons gets it across field. Flat ball back on the inside. They're working towards the back end of their set now. Griffin plays it, 5th and final touch. Brisbane now picking it up. McCarthy almost slicing through. Got herself in towards the in-goal area where Sharks recover to get possession back. Brisbane continuing on. Here, this positive start here in the second half.
Yeah, great set there from Cobras after giving away a couple of penalties on the line against Sharks. As another turnover happens and Cobras continue being on the front foot. Got an overlap here, through the hands, out to the corner.
And they'll finish it off. Really good football there from Brisbane. The Sharks were still making changes as they turned the football over. And on the first touch, just smart football straight through the hands. They finish it off in the corner.
Yeah, you see McCarthy passing it off there to Sini in the link, and then it's a good finish in the corner by Jasmine McDonald. Taking advantage of the Sharks' mistake coming off their half, and then Cobras can shift it before Sharks can make their subs. Well done to the Cobras there.
So 2 unanswered tries here to start the second half for Brisbane. Sees them extend that lead now, 4 tries to 1. Over the M1 rivals, the South Queensland Sharks. They're desperate for points. Halloran gets switched in. She's with the ball in hand again. As Groth plays it, receives the football back. Groth well outside the 7-metre zone. It's taken a little deflection. Might have even been able to chance to grab that one back off the. There it came off hands from their Brisbane players, but they'll get a full set of 6 here to work with South Queensland.
Hopefully they can generate something here. Oh, nice little run from half, early on the count.
Great ball. And they will finish it off in the corner. And that was positive, wasn't it? It was only maybe the first or second touch. The second touch, they're just still space, picked up and went from half, and great ball on the back end of it.
Yeah, that's right. It picked up from half, back to her ability, straight over the sideline there. Kate Hammond trying to chase hard from the middle, but unfortunately the Cobras winger came infield to mark up on the link, and it left the Sharks winger unmarked there, and they're able to find her in the corner and get one back against the Cobras. Well done, Sharks.
We're going to presume Ella Haig was the try scorer there, number 25. It's the only number we haven't got on our team list. Apologies if the numbers are incorrect, but Ella Haig for the Sharks. They'll have to come back to the mark. Charlie Smith. Again, picking up and going from half. Now good clean play the ball. Ooh, it took a little bobble in there. It was unfortunate. It was the right play after seeing the space. And it just attracted the Cobras defence to come back in. They could have got some advantage off the back end of that, but the ball bobbling around and the play of the ball didn't help.
Yeah, they forced the error off Cobras before that, and then they jumped straight on it. They had 2 pretty good rucks and then sort of got held up over the mark. But then they got that momentum back, found a little space, and unfortunately didn't get the roll ball correct.
Brisbane just to reclaim a bit of ascendancy. They've still got the advantage on the scoreboard, up by 2 tries and ball out the back. Hits the grass.
Yeah, back to the sweeper platform there, Brisbane. And unfortunately just missed the target there on the quarterback. The execution wasn't quite there.
Oh, another one that's going to go away from them. Yeah, ball down. Trying to slam the ball down now. Brisbane straight from the restart again, down that left-hand side of the field. See a bit of space. Jasmine Smart goes the sensible route and comes back infield and takes the touch. Greeny links up down the short side. They take it right to the line. And the touch is made before contact. Georgia Moore plays it.
Back to Greeny.
No, just outside the 7. This is the last touch for them now. Gin, nice little wraparound play. A good slide defence there from South Queensland. Didn't penetrate too far into the defensive line. They're the Cobras. Westdale plays the ball. Oh, no.
On 0 touch as well, unfortunately. Sharks won't be happy with that. So make another mistake, and Cobras once again get a turnover right on the 7 in great attacking field position.
Under pressure there in Brisbane, as there was 3 replacement players making their way out onto the park. Hammond, she's one of them. Ball in hand will just burn a touch here as they look to get themselves set.
Looks like sweeper coming again. Teakle round the back.
Hammond picks up, late switch at the line. Schmidt, but they will get a penalty. Moving forward off the line, the Sharks. More pressure coming their way. Right link for the Sharks. Screaming up out of the line as Hammond attacks the line. A touch has been made. A forward pass.
Bit of relief there for the Sharks. Forward pass. So they're getting the ball back. Well defended there by Sharks in the end. The Cobras went back to their sweeper platform, which they had a bit of success on in the first half. Sharks were able to hold them out in that set.
Doing the hard yards here, South Queensland. There was a little reach for the footy on that occasion. They were under a bit of a pressure. Brisbane doing a good job defensively. And again, the field possession is in their favour at the moment. Hammond steps out. Got a one-on-one battle coming off the left foot. Good recovery and inside defence and cover from South Queensland. Isabel Locke coming across from the left link position to help. Hammond takes her time to come back out to the 7 metre line. Working with Brooklyn Schmidt.
Another sweeper. Let's see if they get that play off to the short side out to the winger. Georges Moore again. And then the turnover for Sharks. Let's see if the Sharks can complete this set.
Oh, shoulders in the touch there. Possibly could have gone either way. Both players bracing themselves for the contact. Penalty goes to the Sharks. Ebony Gabriel earning her team a penalty. Better. Oh, throwing a ball and just held on to it. Oh, back on the inside. Oh, it's all happening out here for South Queensland. There's plenty of smiles at the moment. And they just lost their way. There was a couple, probably 2 or 3 occasions that someone just needed to put the ball down on the ground.
Yeah, look, I actually love it when teams throw the ball around, Scotty. They did create a bit of space there, had a bit of momentum, but unfortunately, just off the back of a few mistakes in the last few sets, probably wasn't the time for Sharks to throw the ball around there, and unfortunately, they've come up with another mistake. Cobras get the ball, the turnover on halfway, and here they are rolling into the line again.
There's much better running here from Brisbane. Give the ball back to South Queensland. They need to be cleaner this set. The Sharks, too many sets throughout the second half here that they've struggled to complete and get down the other end of the field. They're still really putting the hard yards in, but it's one out footy at the moment.
Oh, good momentum. Good momentum up until that point, Scotty. On the 5th touch, just over halfway. Look, and well done there to the Sharks. Look, I know they're just turning the ball over halfway, but that's the first set in quite a few sets they've been able to get to the strike touch and have some sort of crack. So hopefully they can build on that momentum there, force an error from Cobras and wrestle some of that momentum back. Hopefully get themselves on the scoreboard again.
Elias plays it. And Greeny can get himself in from half. She's had a couple of good runs from half. Beautiful little ball off the hip. And just held off it too long. Charlotte Greeny setting that one up for Brisbane. Lovely little ball back on the inside. Elias goes over for the try.
Mate, yeah, on the replay here, you see the half taking off to the short side, stepping back into the collapsing defence. The middle comes across from Sharks, but unfortunately the link wasn't in the back pocket. Opened up the space there for the Cobras support player. Scoring there, and then Brisbane take the lead now. Continue taking the lead 5-2.
Penalty for South Queensland. Cobras scored a bit short in defence. Halloran takes the touch. There she is, ball in hand again, linking up with Sophie Smith. They put the ball through the hands, play the ball from Groth. They'll reset yet again here, South Queensland. Taking down the left-hand side of the field. Nice touch from Greeny, who set that last try up for Brisbane. Halloran back to Sophie Smith. Just shy of the 7 metre line. Halloran shows it to Smith. Oh, there's players down on the deck. Ball just holds up a little bit in the breeze. Just gives Brisbane cover defence an opportunity to get across to make the touch, but that was positive. The signs there from the Sharks. Just a nice flat ball at the line there. I think they might go over for points.
That was a really good set there from the Sharks. They tried a few things. They tried a little bounce out on the far edge there. Cobras, to their credit, they pressed up. They were really proactive in their defence. And then later on that set, you saw the half go back to the short side. Caught Cobras out. They were probably a little bit too keen, and then gifted the half front of the short side. pass to the winger got caught up in the wind. So I'd like to see if Sharks get another repeat set down on the line. I'd love to see them go back against the grain again.
More 18 girls action to follow in this fixture between the Sharks and the Cobras. The South West Queensland Swans will be taking on the Victoria Storm. That match to follow the conclusion of this round 2 fixture. And caught in possession there, acting half, Charlize Lawrence. Good to see that she's moving freely out there after copying the knock to her ankle a little bit earlier in the second half. Clean the first couple of touches here for Brisbane as Hammond. They switch out the back, again just snatching at the footy. The wind started to pick up a little bit as well this afternoon. Doesn't look like it's causing too much havoc for the players out there, but you can probably see the flags and the trees in the background starting to move around a little bit more. And players will have to adjust. Throwing
unlucky.
The ball back in. There was pressure. Cobras players right up in the face there.
Just held on to it a fraction too long there, Scotty. Looking for the inside ball, but I think McCarthy, it was the Cobras player, getting up, putting some pressure on and making the touch before the pass.
Oh, again. And it might just be a bit of frustration after the last play. Charlize Lawrence is coming in, making a little bit too much contact there on that touch. Yeah,
Jasmine Ginn rucking it forward there for Cobras. She's pretty tough. She wouldn't have, you wouldn't let that get to her.
Brisbane, Massini looking to go down the short side. Ball back on the inside. Just a bit loose. Player's not quite in position. The Sharks restart their set. Direct on the first touch. This Brisbane defence continues to put pressure on. Ball out in front. Sees the Sharks turn it over again. Good field position for Brisbane. As McCarthy plays it, here's Ginn. He's the ball back on the inside to Griffin. Griffin plays it. Some players getting into position for the Cobras.
See what they're setting up here. Back to the open side.
And the big bomb out into the corners. A little bit of space there. She might have been able to take an extra couple of steps and just punch into the in-goal area with the early release. They look pretty comfortable defending their line on that occasion, the Sharks. Let's see if they can get a clean set of 6 this time around.
Yeah, under the face of good pressure, good shoot defence here from Cobras. You can see them getting up off the line. Their line speed's pretty good, putting some pressure on the Sharks, but they're up to the challenge at the moment, Sharks. This set looks pretty promising.
Yeah, nice work coming into the line. Sophie Smith now gets away from defenders. They're on the back foot coming into the last touch. They've got all their numbers out here on the left-hand side. Oh, a little show and go from Isabel Locke.
Yeah, great
bite, but it was a good play, wasn't it? Good set.
Yeah, great set there from the Sharks. Finally being able to hang on to the ball for the full set and getting some great field position. Now it's them on the attack with their defence and putting some real pressure on the Cobras, making it difficult for them to get to and into out of their box.
Yeah, still working their way towards the halfway line. This should be the last touch coming up for them now. It is. Elias plays it. They take off. And the ball from Teakle back to Elias, sees the ball hit the ground. The Sharks in better field position than start their set of 6 this time around.
Yeah, that's what momentum can do, Scotty. So we talked about Sharks completing a set, going from one end of the field to the other, putting some really good shoot defence pressure on Cobras, and the turnover happens on the 10-metre dotted line there. So now Sharks, they're not having to drive off their line, and they had a legitimate crack there again on the line. Maddie Doring there picking up from half. Cobras up to the challenge, so now Cobras rucking off their line again. Let's see if Sharks can keep that pressure on, which they can, and they force a turnover. So let's see what Sharks have got here, given the field position.
Yeah, Lauren Johnson, positive footy, straight back onto the ball after the mistake. So looking to finish this game off in positive fashion. Down on the scoreboard, down by 3. Reduce that margin now, and every try is important when you're in a big 4-day competition such as this one. Full set of 6 to work with. Oh, footwork and a little nice show work. And go. And Brisbane caught napping, defending their line. Tali Groth, who's been good for the Sharks throughout this game, does it all herself and gets the third try on the board.
Good little show and go there. You can see she rolls the ball and splits in, which we call a counties, from the middle length. Then she takes off to the short side. So a little county short side play there from Groth. Throws a dummy and scores a try. Well done to the Sharks. And that's off the back of all their momentum and field position that they've got in the sets leading up to that.
So down by 2 now. South Queensland, this is an important defensive set for them. Schmidt back on the inside to Hammond.
Great defence there.
Hooter sounds in the background, Brisbane. They're going to get one final play. Nice little switch in at the line, and great covered fence coming across to shut that one down from South Queensland, but Brisbane did enough to hold on for the victory. The final score, 5-3. Good footy, and Brisbane deserved winners in that one, Lottie.
Yeah, mate.